A
Alpha
big,
X versus Alpha X here.
a bit of a team kill.
Yeah. Team kill. This is, see how this goes over. Spawning here in the bottom left-hand corner of Everdream Latter Edition. It is none other than the Alpha X player, Dastan.
And in the top right-hand corner of Everdream LE, we have... this is potentially the first time we're casting this player here on the CranKy Ducklings. I'm not too sure. But we have the American Terran, Vindicta.
So when you were looking at the stats, how many weeks ago did he play?
4 weeks ago. 4 weeks ago.
4 weeks ago?
Yeah.
And he's only played twice, right?
Yes. He's only played twice. So it's
setting up a good position for those tanks there. The little Reaper wall off.
It's pretty good. I like it. Not every Protoss player does it, but it's always nice to see.
I feel like it's a big commitment just to stop a Reaper.
Oh, this probe is actually being quite annoying. Oh my god.
Ooh, we almost got it.
Yeah.
Causing 3 probes to have to move around. They're SCVs.
Is he kind of pylon block too? Is he gonna?
Yeah. Pylon block after. Just be the ultimate. That should be an award, like the ultimate annoying StarCraft player. Who can do the most annoying things. I was thinking there should be a tournament just based on style. Or just based on cheese.
Was it? I think we were casting Patty Mac last week, and I think he even commented on it. He's like, I think he's so aggressive with his first probe, but he always loses it. He even said, I think I lost
he was saying like, I don't. Yeah, he's like, I don't think I've ever got my probe back home in any of the series today, and he was correct. He didn't. He lost his probe every time. But he was just so aggressive with it. But I mean, in my opinion, it pays off. It takes a lot of micro though.
It does.
But at this level, in the early game, there's not a lot of macro to be had.
Exactly. Like, if you can maintain your production at home and your opener, then, it's totally worth it.
Yeah. Like, someone with a small brain like me could not handle it, but as we can see here, all he's doing is making, like, a probe, a stalker, a gateway. So at this point, he has time to macro pretty heavy. So I think it's worth it at this level of play to be aggressive with your SCV or probe. It's usually not a big deal to lose it. It's funny what a big deal we make of this in StarCraft. Like if you lose 1 link to the Reaper or 1 probe to the Reaper or a adept, it's like the end of the world. But in reality, that seems like it's game ending. But in reality, it's not too bad.
I mean, ideally, Vindicta would have liked to get a worker kill. If he got a worker kill, that would have been crazy. But he did get in, he did scout, he did see the Twilight Council as well, so he does know the opener. He knows that there's no Stargate or anything like that.
This is gonna be a good one. So I don't know anything about TvT or PvP, but TvP, that's a different story.
Yeah.
That one I know a little bit better.
So Blink is a pretty solid opening. It's not as common as Stargate, but it is still, a lot can be done with it, especially with the Robo on the way. I imagine we're going to see him be pretty aggressive with these Blink Stalkers, maybe even going to the main.
What do you think he comes out with first? Observer or a War Prism?
I'm gonna go War Prism. Let's find out.
That would make sense. There's not really much that's hidden. Oh, it was an Observer.
There you go.
Interesting. I guess he would just like to keep an eye on the army.
Yeah.
If he can hold off from this Widow Mine drop, it's like the first act of aggression. I guess pretty much any besides TvT, when you're playing against a Terran, you're waiting for their first act of aggression. It's always going to be a Widow Mine drop or a Hellion run by or some Cloak Banshees. And there's no pull away here. Five still went down, even with the pull away. Gets them out. And that was pretty much as good as it could have gone for Vindicta.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously he could have got the entire mineral line, but he lost nothing and gained a lot.
that's a pretty solid Wintermine drop there from Vindicta. Yeah. Oh my god, Dastan, he reacted a little bit too late. He saw it a little bit towards the end, and you know, he did manage to save his mineral line, which is nice, but still 5 workers, that's a bit much.
Yeah. I need to get more in depth on the full math of that, but pretty sure they mine like almost a mineral a second. A little bit under a mineral a second, so 5 drones being gone, or pros being gone over an amount of time is a lot. He does blink into the main now. He's gonna finish or cancel all these little add-ons here. Maybe not, just one. And just blink out. I don't think that was worth exposing blink just yet.
Yeah, it gets an add-on, gets a worker, and delays the racks as well, which is quite nice.
Yeah, should have gone for the Raven.
Yeah, that would be insane.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna go for a bigger push, like 8 stalkers straight to the mineral line, take out like 6 workers instantly. But he's gonna poke away, get a little bit of damage here and there. He might be feeling a little bit on the clock since he has to do some counter damage, losing all his, or not all his, but 5 of those drones.
Yeah, and
Raven got the auto turret.
Yeah. There's just
late reaction.
There's not much here. Like,
he's gonna get a 3rd and a 4th. Yeah, he feels the pressure now. You can tell Dastan's feeling the pressure. He's trying to make something happen. It's not happening. He's trying to defend at home. He's going for the Raven.
Oof. Yeah, loses another 4 workers there to the missile turret. Meanwhile, I don't know if you noticed, but he did cancel the 3rd base. Dastan canceled Vindicta's 3rd base.
Oh, I did not notice that. Oh, yeah, I was going over there on the low ground.
Yeah.
He was going to the far side, yeah. I don't know why he wouldn't take the far one.
So pretty solid there.
Ooh, that's good.
Oh, and Vindicta, he's out on the map.
Noticed the move out. Yeah, I think he noticed the move out, so he went for that. But, you know, Terran can move their bases and buildings, and Dastan can't. And this army is pretty big here for Vindicta. No tanks in the mix, though.
Oh, no tanks, just Widowmines and Marines. There is a tank all the way in the back, but does finally.
But they can just blink right on top of it if they really want to.
Yeah,
Dastan really needs to just defend here. He could be aggressive if he wants. I didn't really like that blink, but he was able to clean this up and get the tank, get the army, and I think that put him back in the game. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean,
he's now up in worker count. He has the army supply.
You say back in the game, but I feel like he's looking pretty good right now. Like, especially because he canceled the CC.
You think he's been in it the whole time? Yeah, I think the CCs would help him.
Yeah. Like,
if that CC was down, he'd be in a bad position. But he's fantastic now.
Yo, he can get
I thought
it again.
He was losing it for a second. Yeah. He keeps doing this. Like, as soon as the army moves out, he goes in with stalkers. I don't know how he does it. I think he's just getting lucky here.
He's gonna get it. He slows it down at least, but it looks like, he's going for workers.
Worker blocked. That's a good one. But a lot of workers going down here. 9 already gone down. And, even Blink's a little bit further away. 12 workers go down. Was very expensive, though, for Dastan. And now he's low in army supply. And, I guess he's actually doing pretty good.
I'm surprised he's taking
this base. He's had a bunch of rounds of war. Yeah, it's a weird position. I expect him to go more north or even in that southern position.
Yeah.
And Dastan just keeps counterattacking with a handful of stalkers. And I don't understand how it's working.
I mean, we'll see if it does work in the end. We do see all the Widowmines burrowing as well.
Friendly fire! Ooh. Yeah, those Widowmines are hurting.
Yeah.
The friendly fire a lot. It looks like Dastan won't be able to hold this position. Okay, he brought the stalkers back and he warped in at home. Now he's surrounded. Now he kind of has to fight this army, but he might be overextending, pushing this far out. I like the shield batteries in that position. Ooh, I like the addition of a lot of Marauders here for Vindicta. Really adapting well to the composition that his opponent's going for. And I think if he just walks around with this mobility, he should be able to just keep picking off units. There's not enough gates here for Dastan to warp in enough to take out this army.
I think he's broken Dastan. There we go.
Yeah, he broke him. Yep. Just committing a little too hard with all those stalkers. Vindicta was playing it safe, building his big army up, losing little by little, and finally went in for the death blow there.
Yeah, I think it was so close. I think Dastan was hoping that Vindicta would turn around, like with all of the Stalker harass, but in the end, like Vindicta, he just decided to commit to the push.
Yeah, that was a really surprising part, that he kind of went back and held for the Stalkers, and then moved out, and then didn't care about the second wave of Stalkers, and it just worked.
Yeah.
At a certain point, he's like, "Wait, the Stalkers aren't working. Bring them home." And then at that point, all the army was gone. Reinforcements were coming. And the expansion, I think he should have gone for more gates instead of the expansion, if anything.
Well, I mean, that also hurts. That also hurted Dastan, right? Like, because he had such a more forward base, he had to commit more to defending it, right? Like, he had to be more out in the open.
I think that's why he brought his Stalkers back and lost the game. He was trying to defend that fourth base. And Vindicta, I think, was just going for the death blow. I think he knew, like, if I just kill this whole army, I win. While Dastan was trying to defend.
Yeah, and especially because, like, now that we pointed out, like, Dastan, he was trying to protect and get a fourth base. Meanwhile, like, he kept delaying and denying the third for Vindicta. Like, there was no pressure. There was no rush to make him get that fourth base, you know? Like,
he could have scrapped it and been fine. He had already been mining off 3 bases, like, well beyond the economy of his opponent. Let's see if he can pull it off here. It was a close game 1. Game number 2 here on Simulacrum Ladder Edition. Spawning in the top left-hand corner, it is the Red Protoss from Latin America, representing Alpha X. It is Dastan. Team kill.
From Chile.
From Chile, yeah. I was kind of wondering that. I realized I didn't know exactly where.
I noticed as well. And in the bottom right-hand corner of Simulacrum LE, we have the American Terran representing Alpha X. It is Vindicta.
Very happy to see Vindicta play here. He is, how do I put this? An American hero?
He's a patriot.
Braver,
you know?
Braver than the troops, some might say.
Oh my god. He's a national treasure, you know.
National treasure, yes.
I believe he met Obama, you know.
Yeah. You mean Obama met him? Obama had the honor of meeting Vindicta.
Oh my god. But, you know, despite how honorable he may be, Dastan, he has none of that. Look at this.
Dastan says, I'm going to be disrespectful to this respectable young man here. And I like the positioning, because I, you know, off racing around, I'll try and cannon rush a Terran, and it doesn't really work out because their buildings move. So I wonder, how do you choose a Terran? And here we have it. Dastan giving us a page from the books.
Oh, and
something already arrived. Vindicta across the map with the SCV notices it. I don't know what gave it away. Maybe where the SCV came from. Maybe that he didn't see the second base go down.
I'm not too sure what triggered it either, because Vindicta, he went into the natural, he went out, and then he threw down the bunker immediately. I was like, oh, okay. Like, all right.
Yeah. And then he like kind of stepped back and forth and went back in. It's a weird play there, but I'm sure Vindicta knows something's coming. What is it though? Nobody knows.
Dastan knows. He knows exactly what he's doing. But yeah, you know, the bunker's up. With the bunker being up, like, he should be pretty solid against this, I would imagine. It may come down to the repairs. It also depends on Dastan and how much he commits to this, because so far, only one Stalker.
1 gate, 1 Stalker, 1 pylon.
Yeah.
That's the 1-1-1. I don't know what this. That was nice. Pick off of the Reapers, really good.
Nice.
But I don't know what that does here for Dastan as far as his bunker goes, as far as his proxy goes.
Yeah, it looks like Dastan, I imagine when he saw the bunker go down so early, he's like, okay, like I'm not committing to this anymore. I'm transitioning out. You know, I'm getting my natural going. I'm getting my robo as well. Like, and I like it. You know, he's not committing to the point where like
I mean,
he kills himself.
Yeah, we're like 3 minutes 30 seconds in the game. If he can build up an army and 6-7 minutes in the game, if that gateway is still there, that'll be excellent for Warpins. He could go for an upgrade and not even get a Warp Prism.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I
think I don't know actually. I don't know how this plays out. I don't know what's going on here. What are we watching?
All right,
he's getting a Warp Prism.
Call it Disruptor or Colossus?
Drop.
Colossus drop.
A Colossus Warp Prism drop.
It could happen. I'll go Disruptors. I'll go for the more standard one, and you can go for the more fancy one.
The one that makes sense. Yeah, the one that makes sense.
I mean,
I'm trying to lose this one because I'm tired of being right.
I mean, we'll see.
I'm gonna lose my everything if he goes Colossus drop.
There it is.
Okay, yeah, okay. He's a smart man.
He's
not
crazy.
One for entertaining. Yeah, he's not as crazy as we hoped, but I do like Disruptors. I honestly don't know why. Maybe they are now. Disruptors seem to be the standard in PvT. Like even when I'm playing TvT, I'll be like, man, I wish I just had some giant splash like a Disruptor that I didn't have to siege. Oh my god, that thing barely survived.
Jesus. I was gonna say, like, Dastan, he was completely prepared for that Banshee. He had scouted the tech lab on the starport earlier before, and he had his Stalkers and Observer in position. Just a little bit, like, unlucky there. Wasn't able to snipe the Banshee, but pretty solid defense.
Ooh, he's moving out now. Yeah, like I was saying, he was pulling boys, too. This is interesting here.
Oh, he's going for the flank! He's going for it!
Oh, he's gonna go No way!
Oh, but now the Disruptor stuck? Kind of.
Oh, he picked it up at the last second.
Oh my god.
At the same time, those Adepts shaded in and they're just sitting in the natural. They could be doing some damage here.
Yeah, they're getting a couple of workers.
Alright, now the SCVs go after him. Yeah, that's actually pretty good.
And I think Dastan, he's slowed down. Vindicta's pushing off. Like, there's barely any Marines with this. Yeah, there's a couple of tanks, but like there's nothing protecting them.
It would have been so much scarier if he didn't get that Disruptor shot off.
Yeah.
Did that Disruptor shot take out the SCVs too? Oh no, he sent the SCVs back. They're just now going back in. I don't know if he did it on purpose, but he has a tank positioned in his main base towards the natural. That's not sieged. I wonder if that's on purpose so he can have the option to siege or push in.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Oh, there's no vision here actually for Dastan.
Oh, it's bad. StarCraft is such an intellectual game. I question things that shouldn't be questioned. Like, you could ask a pro gamer why they did that and be like, oh, I don't know. Just thought I'd try it out. And whole time you're thinking like, that must be 3,000 IQ. Oh, he's going to get a cancel on his base. That's huge.
Oh, there's a shield battery here in the main, so he should be okay, but yeah, there's nothing here to protect the third.
He's not going to cancel it.
Oh my god.
He's not going to cancel it. No! Oh! He didn't spot it. He was too busy getting killed in the natural. He went for the Disruptor drop, and the Disruptor got killed.
It got killed
the
by
only
the
reason
tanks.
I know that is because, it's empty, and I hear the Disruptor noise.
Yeah.
But there's no Disruptor. Which I didn't know. The Disruptor noise still makes an effect after it's dead. I've never noticed that. He doesn't have any Twilight Council upgrades, does he? No blink, no nothing.
Yeah, there's nothing really. I don't think he has a Twilight Council at all. He went for the Robotics Bay instead.
Oh, wow. So what is that upgrade? Is that Thermal Lens or is that the Warp Prism speed? I don't know this upgrade picture.
I think it's Warp Prism speed. But yeah, like that was such an things just completely switched on Dastan because he lost both of his Disruptors. He landed them and they got immediately taken down by the sieged up tanks. I don't think he was just expecting them to have vision or the range. And the third base was killed as well, not cancelled, and now these Stalkers are getting caught out of the middle of that.
It was killed, not cancelled. But actually, Dastan has a lot of money. He's really just microing in so many different places. I do like this though. He went in with the Stalkers, he went in with the Adepts, Vindicta's been forced to go back, but now Vindicta's like, we saw this in game 1. I'm not gonna pull my whole army back for a couple stalkers. 2 big disruptor shots.
No.
They're gonna miss though, and he shouldn't use both of them because now there's nothing keeping Vindicta at bay.
There's
keeping
nothing
these tanks
stopping
from
him.
sieging up. This has to be game right here. Doesn't have Zealot legs, no upgrades, 1 shield battery. He might have to pull the probes here and hope for a miracle.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
some
mean,
more Prism Micro.
this one more disruptor,
That was
but
kind of a waste of Disruptor shot. Everyone already backed up, and then he shot the Disruptor.
yeah,
Ooh, good one there. Oh, nope, actually, didn't get much. GG. That was an interesting game to watch, but Dastan was holding his own. Vindicta just doesn't get thrown off his game. Normally, like, when you lose some drones or some SCVs, you're like, oh, man, I got to play catch-up. Vindicta just seemed to like, okay, I'll just remake these, expand. I'll keep to the status quo, what I'm supposed to do, and nothing really phased him at all.
yeah. Like Dastan, he had such a good opener, like especially with like the first disruptor shot, and with his stalkers as well, and his Adeptaras. But it looked like maybe Dastan he was overwhelming himself a little bit. Like there was just too much.
Yeah, exactly.
Happening because we saw at the end like he was banking up over 1k minerals and 1k gas, like
Exactly, yeah. And it was kind of late. I think he harassed too much. He went with the War Prism disruptors. He made like 4 disruptors before ever getting a Twilight Council. Like if he had Blink there or Zealot legs or something, so he could have had some more gateways. Yeah, he was just banking way too much money. And he didn't even pull his probes. He probably could have like pulled a whole mineral line of probes and still remade them. But yeah, I don't even think it was bad playing there from him. I think Vindicta was just so on point. There's really no holes in his build.
Yeah, as you said, like nothing phased him. Like, you know, he was committed to like these pushes and he executed them, you know, like
Yeah. It's like you get in a fist fight and you punch the guy and he laughs. You're like, oh damn, I'm gonna lose this one. You still take the ass beating, but you know it's coming. Like, oh man, this ain't my best work yet. Exit F.
it's like that image I think I saw the other day. It's like like this move was completely calculated. Too bad my math sucks. It's like what have I done?
Yeah, that sounds like StarCraft in a nutshell. My math is on point. Too bad I'm terrible at it. I calculated this for an hour, but I'm bad at math. But I can't read. I haven't even checked the bracket to see who's alive.
So with that win, Vindicta does advance to the semis. He's the first player to reach the semifinals, and he is waiting for Pure Legacy versus I'm Eurotrash in the quarterfinals.
I'm Eurotrash. He's only played 1 week before, right? Is he not? He's not a regular.
He's not a regular, but I think he has played before.
I'm Eurotrash. I've seen him. I've casted him a lot. I forgot what tournament it was.
Oh, if you casted him a lot, maybe he played in a bunch of Proxy Tempest NA, maybe?
Yeah, he must have been in Proxy Tempest, but I feel... Yeah, he must have been in Proxy Tempest. I assumed he was from Europe, though, given the Eurotrash name.
Nah, he's he is from America. I think he has played in NA Apprentice as well. But
yeah, then he must have been on some Proxy Tempest games. Because I've definitely casted him. Because I remember looking up his name, Eurotrash. Like, is that a thing? Is that a band? What is it?
Yeah, and
maybe he's like a European in America.
It's possible. It's possible. Something that is pretty cool is that because the Riddler didn't show up, he was actually replaced by Shelby. So
oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's very cool. Darking. He's been doing that lately when players don't show up. I think it was the Riddler last week as well.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Kind of a little messed up. Just check in and then don't show up.
Yeah, but you know, if
literally here 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, but like if there are players here that want to play, like it's cool that Darking does.
Yeah,
like,
it
sub
gives
them
them an extra
in.
part. Gives them another chance to get in, even though you're not going to be Cham. We enjoy everyone participating.
You say that, yo, there could be a dark horse. Like Patty Mac was looking solid. Like we could see someone else step up. Like,
I mean, we have not seen Pure Legacy in a long time.
Exactly. Like he could have been training. He could have been like in the hyperbolic time chamber, you know, just like with all the other Latin Americans in his new team. Like,
yeah. I think he hasn't played like the last 4 to 5 weeks.
Mm-hmm. It's been a long time,
but I'm not sure. Yeah. So that's good. I mean, we've been on. The outbreak has been widely known for at least a month, I believe. Everyone's been pretty much on lockdown. They're more cautious. So you should be at home practicing.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I always secretly hope that a player out there that we haven't seen in a while has just been at home practicing and like hiding how good they are.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just burst out in here and you're like, oh my God, you got so good.
Like, that's what I hope Neeb is doing.
Yeah. But then, yeah, I mean, he actually took a game off Cyril, so I think he has. I didn't watch it. Actually, I did watch it. It wasn't that impressive, but he's playing good. He took a map off Cyril, and I think that's something to write home about. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel very confused on StarCraft right now. These are confusing times.
I just wish Neeb played a little bit more so we'd have a better idea of what's happening, especially because you're right, like, we're in quarantine right now. Like, Neeb, he should, like, what else is he doing? Like, really? I mean, yeah.
It's like, come on, you're a StarCraft player. What do you have, a life or something?
Yeah, like, come on, man.
You're not allowed to have a life. You play StarCraft. You knew what you signed up for.
Yeah, this is what we find out, that he's actually, like, I don't know, he's been learning to play
CEO
like something like
he's a CEO of an orange farm in California somewhere. He's a dog breeder. He just has some weird job that we don't know anything about.